Welcome to another episode of the Erasmus Student Podcast. My name is Phong. I am currently the Partnership Manager for ESN BFI Vienna, and today I have a very special guest with me. You are?
So, my name is Magdalena, and I'm the current President of ESN Innsbruck.
Thanks for being here with us, Magdalena.
Yeah, thank you too.
So, Magdalena, have you went on Erasmus?
Yes, I did 2 years ago.
Where did you go?
I went to Rennes in Bretagne in France.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how was this experience for you at the time?
It was amazing. I loved it so much that I went there another 2 times, I guess, in the last year.
Yeah, just for fun.
Yeah, just for fun, to
Okay.
see it again, to see people again and the area.
So you probably made some friends there, some locals?
Yes, I did actually.
Yeah. And how was it for you making friends with local students? Because there's a stereotype that incoming students come and they only hang out with other Erasmus students. How was it for you to find local students to hang out with and keep contact with?
It wasn't so easy, so I think I just made 3 local friends, and one of them was an Austrian girl whose dad I think was from France and the mom from Austria,
Okay.
and also another one from my French classes, and that's it.
Okay. And beside ESN at where you went?
They have it, yes.
They have
yeah,
it,
that's
ESN.
why I joined ESN afterwards.
So you went the typical ESN experience. You went on Erasmus, had a lot of fun with the ESN section. What's the ESN section called?
I think it's just ESN Rennes.
ESN Rennes? Shout out to ESN Rennes. So you went there, they probably showed you around, had a lot of fun.
Exactly.
And when you came home, you were like, I need to join ESN.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I have to come home and I have to look it up. And then I found ESN Innsbruck and I texted them. They said, yeah, come to our events. And now I'm the president.
Okay, and so I would love to speak about that. How was that transition like? So what's the difference between ESN Innsbruck and ESN Rennes, for example? Tell me some differences between them.
What I recognize is that they make more day trips. And so when I joined Innsbruck, we started making day trips because I was like, oh, we need to do that.
Yeah.
And so we started with it. And I didn't really go to many events. I don't know why, but it's just tiny things.
Yeah.
Their trips were so big, like
Yeah.
we went on trips for over 200 people were there, and in Innsbruck we were just like, we took with us I think 50,
Yeah.
because the responsibility is so big, yeah.
So another question I want to ask is, how many Erasmus students were with you in France, where you went? Was it a big Erasmus group at your university?
Yes, there were so many, because there were so many universities. I think there were 3,
Okay.
and I think we were 400, 500,
Okay.
so
Okay.
we were on a trip with 300 Erasmus
Okay,
students.
so that's interesting. So they have
Yeah.
one ESN section for the city, right? And then 3 universities are under this ESN branch, I guess.
Yes, I think so.
Kind of like this. So not like us with each university having one ESN section, like in Austria.
Yeah, but in Innsbruck we
Yeah.
have 2 universities.
Oh, right.
And
Exactly. Yeah.
just our section.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
also quite similar. So how is that? Innsbruck, it's a lot less people, right? A lot less incomings.
We have a lot of income.
You have a lot.
Yeah.
Just as much as when you were in France.
I think we have more.
You have more.
Oh no, that was just 1 semester. I think it's around the same.
Okay, so you have
Yeah.
just about the same, like 400 incomings per semester.
Yes, about that.
Roughly, let's just
Yeah.
say roughly 400 per semester.
Yeah.
And how was it like? Because for us at BFI, we have 40, not 400, 40. But there are some advantages and disadvantages to that for us as well. But how was it for you? How was it dealing with 400 incoming students coming to your city, and now you're responsible for them?
The beginning is very hard because we have to make the presentations, and then we have to sell the ESN cards and start telling them who we are. And then it's just hard because they come to us, hey, do you remember me? And how are you doing? I said, oh, I'm so sorry. We have so many exchange students, and sometimes I feel like, she looks so familiar. I know she's one of our Erasmus students, but oh, where's she from? I don't know. I think you don't have this problem here.
Sometimes, but not as much. No,
Yeah.
we don't have that problem. I mean, for us as a smaller section, we get to know our incomings quite well, and we usually try to bond with them and get to know them on a personal level too. So that's an advantage for us, which would be a disadvantage for you because it's just so hard to keep up with 400 students. Unlike us,
Yes.
we have 40, we have 10 members. That's not much. That's like four students each member. We get to know all 40, so it's not that hard. But yeah, for you it's not different. And how is the section in Innsbruck? How many members do you have?
So we have about 20, 25,
Okay.
so it's always changing.
Okay.
So we have a lot of newbies this semester.
Nice.
We are very proud of that.
Yes, newbies. Shout out to all the new ESN newbies. Like, you guys are the real MVPs. So, speaking of newbies, I want to get to this topic because I think it's pretty interesting. How is your welcoming process for the newbies? Like, what do you teach them first?
So this semester is different, and we have 30 newbies.
30 newbies!
Yes, I know. It's crazy.
If BFI ever get 30 newbies, I will go on this podcast again and do like some dumb shit. Okay, but 30 newbies, that's amazing.
Yeah. And we separated them into 4 groups, and
Okay.
every oldie got newbies.
Okay.
And then they just sat together, had like a cup of beer, and they would just, got a presentation on what we are doing, why we are doing that, what's our motivation, and what we expect, or what they are expecting from us from ESN.
Yes.
And
So you give them like the step-by-step tour of how things are run.
exactly, yeah. And if they're like, oh yeah, we still want to meet a lot of exchange students, we want to be part of it, we want to experience it every semester, so yeah, we're gonna join.
Okay, that sounds great. So let's get to another topic. So I was the president for 1 year at BFI, and it was very challenging. Even though, for me, I had a team of 12 people and 50 incomings at the time. It was still very challenging for me. So I want to hear from you. How is it to have 20 members and then 400 incomings? How is it being president and dealing with that?
It's very challenging, but it's fun because I know my motivation, I know why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And so I like to be with so many Erasmus students, and I like organizing events.
Yes.
And when I go to events and we have so many incomings, it feels so good. You're like, oh, that's what we did. We made this event, and like
It's a
we
success.
see them. Yeah, we see that those people having fun and
Yeah.
they enjoy it, and that's what makes me feel very good.
Yeah, that's what we do it for, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, we put smiles on people's faces.
Exactly.
So I want to hear again also, how did you decide to become president? Like, because you went on Erasmus, came back, right, joined the ESN team, and then how did you decide to, okay, you know what, I want to take that big step and be a board member and become president?
I think the reason was that I started organizing the big events.
Like the trips?
Yeah, I organized 2 trips, one to Oktoberfest in Munich and the other one to Salzburg.
Damn, okay, that's nice.
And they were such a success, and we were sold out, and then people were, oh, why don't you do it? Because you make those good events, we know you can do it. And then you can do it. And I said, yeah, maybe.
Okay.
And then at the beginning I was very nervous.
Yeah.
And then I said, yes, I think I can do it.
Yeah.
So let's do it.
Okay. One of the jobs as president is motivating your members. And we know as ESNers, motivation sometimes can be hard to come by, especially now during the corona pandemic. How do you try to keep your members motivated?
So during Corona, it was a very hard time.
Yes, for us too.
And the thing in Innsbruck is that barely anyone lives really in Innsbruck. So, because we are all, like I'm from Vorarlberg, we have many members from South Tyrol, from Salzburg, and that was very hard. But then it was just like, okay guys, why are you here? Why do you want to do it? Do you really want to get to know them? Do you want to have fun? And when they asked those questions themselves, they're like, yeah, you're right. That's the reason why we do it.
Yeah. I have the saying for ESN, it's like, it's never about having time, it's always about making time.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah. I think that's what ESN is about, like making time for these students so that we can show them not just a good time, but our culture and diversity that we have here in Austria. I mean, in Innsbruck, like you said, it's not just everybody from Innsbruck, it's from all different parts of Austria. And probably, do you have any members that are not from Austria within your ESN section?
Yeah, from Italy
Italy, yes, for example.
and Germany.
Germany, yeah.
And I think that's it.
Okay, but still a diverse team, right? And so now, being president, but living in Vienna, how is that like?
That's very challenging.
Yeah.
And we had many conversations within the team
Yeah.
to decide the right decision, to make the right decision. And so we decided that I keep being the president because it would be so much pressure on all the other team members.
Yeah.
Because another team member, like a board member, is in Slovakia right now doing her exchange semester.
Okay.
So it's very challenging for all of us, but as a team we can do it, and that's what we decided on, to be a good team and to work together.
Okay. When I was president, I relied heavily on my vice president. Shout out Sophia Dali, love you. Do you feel the same? Because like for me, you can't do everything, right? Even as president, you want to, but you can't do everything.
Exactly.
How do you delegate? Because I think that's something I learned so well doing ESN, the ability to delegate. Because you can only do so much. You only have 24 hours in a day, This event needs to be uploaded, this poster needs to be done, this registered sheet needs to be done, blah, blah, and you just can't do all of them at once. So how do you find that? Like delegating to your other members, getting them involved, making sure that the tasks are done on time, but you are not doing all the tasks because you know well you can't do all of them yourself.
Yeah, so my vice president, Irene, she's great and she's doing so many things. And right now in this time when I'm not there, she's handling so many things and I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
And also the other members, like board members and just members. It's not just members, it's good members. And they help and we just say, okay, who wants to do what? We ask them what they want to do. I just don't say do it, I can say, what do you think about doing it?
Yeah.
Do you think you can do it?
Yeah.
And it's just about, I don't want to do pressure people.
Yeah, of course not.
How do you feel about doing it?
And you try to get people motivated so that they want to do it.
Exactly.
Because in the end, we're not getting paid for this. We're doing this out of our own volunteering work, and it is a lot of work though.
Yes,
even though it's volunteering work, right?
Yes, it's a lot of work.
Great. I think that we got quite a bit covered today with Magdalena. This is the second part now of a podcast that you did with us. I'm very grateful for you sharing your stories and the insights of ESN Innsbruck. I very much appreciate that. And if you want to follow us, please follow us at ESN BFI Vienna on Instagram, Facebook. Please say, what is the Instagram account for ESN Innsbruck?
So it's ESN Innsbruck, that's it.
Okay, and Facebook also?
It's also ESN Innsbruck, exactly.
So, guys, please follow ESN Innsbruck and Magdalena also, and we'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay healthy, drip out.
Bye.